Hello, my name is Berzelil Leviston, and I am part of the Phi Theta Kappa Alpha Rho Mu chapter. Our chapter is working on a project about cybersecurity and data privacy. We are in a generation of technology, and I know all of us have been told about protecting our passwords and private information and such. LSC just last month sent out an email with tips on how to protect our information. We should have all read it, but let's face it, I bet most of us just deleted the email without even looking at it. Well, I am here to share with you what my chapter officers and I have discovered during our research and what you should know.
A few questions to ponder. Who is trying to take your information? What information are you making available? And what can you do to keep your information private?
Be aware of scams. Scams are a hacker's way of obtaining our information. Some ways they do that is by phishing. Hackers and companies are always sending out phishing emails. By opening these emails, we give them access to our private information. If you receive an email from an unknown source, delete it without opening it. If you open it, you can be hacked. Spam. Hopefully everyone has a spam folder set up, where unknown and untrusting emails go. But again, if you receive an email from someone you don't recognize, delete it without opening it. Unknown calls or calls from yourself. This is a new one. Receiving a call from yourself, if you see that you are calling yourself and you did not initiate the call, don't answer it. This is another way hackers are gaining access to your information. Once you answer that phone call, they gain access to your contacts, photos, bank accounts, and etc.
We're the generation of technology. There are medical conditions being diagnosed by overuse of electronic devices. Which brings me to social media. Social media is a hacker's playground. Everything from our cameras on our phones, tablets, and laptops can be accessed even when we are not using them. Many social media accounts have your permission to access posts, your camera, your location, and so on. You ask how? I'll cover this more when I cover terms and conditions. But a few examples would be Snapchat, Google Maps, checking yourself on Facebook, or pinning your location on Snapchat. All allow access to your information.
Your location can be tracked by Siri or the microphone on your phone or tablet, whether these devices are on or off.
Ultrasonic tracking is a new technology. Location tracking today has become more advanced as technology grows. As we find new ways to block them, the government and other groups find more innovative ways to track us. Marketers have been experimenting with combing web-based audio approaches to track consumers in a disturbingly science fiction way, with audio signals that your phone can hear, but you cannot. This new method is called ultrasonic cross-device tracking. It embeds high-frequency tones that are inaudible to humans into advertisements, web pages, and physical locations like retail stores. Lily Hay Newman, cybersecurity major, states that these ultrasound beacons emit their audio sequences with speakers in almost any device microphone. They can detect the signal and start to put together a picture of what ads you've seen, what sites you've visited, and locations you've been to. Beyond the abstract creep factor of ultrasound tracking, the larger worry about this technology is that it requires giving an app the ability to listen to everything around us.
One of the ways to protect yourself is to make sure your information is not constantly known. Look at your phone's privacy settings. See what is being accessed in regards to microphone, camera, contacts, location, and etc. Turn off access to anything that does not need to have permissions.
Let's move on to terms and conditions. Most apps require you to accept their terms and conditions before using that app, such as iTunes. Many of us do not read those. We just scroll down and hit accept. But did you know that a lot of them have fine print that states that they can use your information? Once you hit accept, you give that app permission to use your information. A lot of times this information is sold to third-party vendors who use it to try and sell you stuff. So start reading these before you just scroll down and hit accept.
Some additional examples of apps that gain access to your information are Google and Facebook. Both of these apps can monitor every little thing you search. We know a company that is working with NATO, the National Atlantic Treaty Organization, who is doing what they call data scraping on all social media platforms. The information they are collecting, they are using to catch criminal activity and possible terrorist threats. I cannot go into details because of security purposes. For our initial presentation, we were going to have the person working on come and speak, but NATO said that would be a breach of security and we wouldn't risk his job. This just goes to show how our data is being used and accessed. Here's a short little video put together from the Wall Street Journal.
I really need to buy some Cold End. I do not feel well. A Facebook ad for Cold End? That's creepy. By the way, Cold End isn't a real product, but just go with it. You've probably heard the conspiracy theory. Facebook is listening to your microphone to better target ads at you. But that's just not true. Facebook does not use your phone's microphone to inform ads or to change what you see in News Feed, Facebook told me. Other experts, including former Facebook employees, said there are technical, not to mention legal reasons it isn't true. So why does it feel like Facebook and its advertisers are in the same room as you? Because they've gotten so good at tracking you online and even offline that it feels like they're listening. Plain old tissues or fancy lotion tissues? Both, I guess.
So how do advertisers know about this situation? Well, if you use a loyalty card at a physical store, your purchase history could be used to target ads to you on Facebook. How do the contents of what's in this bag make its way back to Facebook? A third-party data collector gathers that purchase data from stores. Then typically, a brand, say Cold End, buys that information and uses Facebook tools to match up offline data with Facebook accounts. And then that ad shows up in your newsfeed. Yes, Facebook and advertisers are actually following your footsteps. The Facebook app in your pocket and many others gather your location using various methods. IP addresses, Wi-Fi networks around you, and most likely your direct permission to use your phone's location. So say this made-up cold medicine company decided to market to people in areas where the flu or winter colds have hit the hardest. Location tracking has gotten so advanced that marketers could also target me because I'm just a few blocks away from their store or product.
According to this medical website, I've been blowing my nose the wrong way.
Facebook has a product called Pixel, and it basically does exactly what this guy's doing. It's installed on hundreds of thousands of websites and apps, so advertisers and Facebook can track your web and app activity. Facebook uses that info and all the other things it knows about you from your Facebook use to then pick your ads. Facebook says we build our targeting tools in a way that doesn't share people's personal information with advertisers, and that gives people control over the ads they see. I suggest you start by going into Facebook settings, account settings, ads, and turn off interest-based ads. On the iPhone, you can also go into settings, privacy, advertising, and then select limit ad tracking. I suggest you make some time to follow the tips so you can create at least some distance between you and this guy.
What can we do to reduce our risk? Cover your cameras when you aren't using them. There are some inexpensive covers out there that allow you to cover your camera on your phone or laptop when it is not in use. Be aware of your surroundings. Turn off location tracking. Turn off any unnecessary app access. Don't use the same password for everything, and don't use pet names, birthdays, etc. as passwords. Invest in a password protection program. At my house, we have 1Password. I used to keep all my passwords on my phone until my father got on me about how dangerous that is.
This chart represents 2014. Many of you may remember this was the year when many celebrity accounts were hacked, and nearly 500 of their photos were uploaded and blasted all over the internet for the whole world to see. It isn't just celebrities. Every year around this time, common people like you and me out holiday shopping have our credit card information compromised by big retailers who don't put security measures in place. Last year, Target was hacked and every customer that shopped there had their credit card info compromised. Medical facilities have had patient records compromised. Imagine if that was your social security number or bank account information leaked out there for the whole world to have access to.
Hacks can happen as a result of not reading terms and conditions, not properly protecting your private information. We aren't sharing this information with you to scare you or have you give up on technology completely, because that isn't feasible. We are just trying to educate you, make you more aware so that you'll be cautious the next time you download a new app or click into Facebook while you are at a new location. A few other sources that we did not put into this presentation that gain access to your information are your GPS, as well as places that offer free Wi-Fi. They have access to your personal information while you are using that Wi-Fi. As well as roads with cameras, such as toll roads. The camera reads your toll tag and your license plate number, and that gains access to your personal information through your license plate registration. Fitbit as well. It can access your medical information and tell what is happening to your info by being collected on these devices. It is often being sold to third-party companies and solicitors.
So especially this time of year when you are shopping online, be extra vigilant and careful.